Good afternoon, dear students. Our today's news theme is discourse analysis. This is the first lesson and it is like an introduction to the subject. And now we are going to study what is discourse analysis, its peculiar features, and what does this term mean, and with what kind of subjects it is connected. Now, pay your attention to the PPT that I have prepared for you. Okay, discourse analysis. What is discourse analysis? Discourse analysis, this is a research method for studying written or spoken language in relation to its social context. It aims to understand how language is used in real-life situations. Most of the students are confused that they think that discourse analysis analyzes only written language. I mean the paragraphs, some maybe articles and so on. But differently from that, discourse analysis analyzes some types of spoken language also. And it studies the language functions. How is it used in real life situations? And viewed as social practice determined by social structures. When you do discourse analysis, you might focus on, first of all, you should pay attention to the purposes and effects of different types of language. What does it mean? Of course, every language has its own purpose. For example, I am just speaking right now. My purpose is here to explain you what is discourse analysis. And the effect of the language can be different. For example, if I right now tell some jokes, I make you laugh. And this is the effect of my language, that you are laughing. Or when I just narrate you some sad stories, of course you will cry. And it's also the effect of the language that is making you cry. The second one is you should focus on cultural rules and conventions in communication. Every culture has its peculiar feature in terms of communication. They have their own traditions, their customs, while communicating with each other. You should know the culture, customs of the nation whose language that you are studying. For example, if you are studying English language, you should pay attention to the English-speaking country's customs. If you are studying French language, you should learn the customs of French people. It's like this. How language use relates to its social, political, and historical context, and how values, beliefs, and assumptions are communicated. It means that sometimes when you listen to some English jokes, you cannot laugh because you're not native speaker, but native speakers can laugh at them. They know their meaning, they know their, function. It means that there are some words and the meaning of these words are only clear for native speakers. They use these words in their everyday speech, in their special ceremonies, and it's only clear for them. What I'm going to say here is that you should, to some extent, learn these features if you want to analyze it successfully, analyze some texts. What is discourse analysis used for? Conducting discourse analysis means examining how language functions and how meaning is created in different social contexts. Of course, language functions differ from situation to situation, and while you are trying to find the language functions, you should first of all take into consideration the context, when this paragraph is written, why is it written, by whom it is written. It can be applied to any instance of written or oral language, as well as non-verbal aspects of communication such as tone and gestures. And while studying language functions in terms of oral speech, it's somehow easy. Because when you look at the speaker's body language, tone, and so on, you can just, with the help of them, you can know their aim or purpose. Materials that are suitable for discourse analysis include, with what kind of materials are we going to deal with in this course? They are books, newspapers, periodicals, marketing materials such as brochures and advertisements. Also, you can analyze business and government documents, websites, forms, social media posts, and comments. The last one is interviews and conversations. How is discourse analysis different from other methods? Before mentioning about its difference, I can just say about its similarity or it is connection. Discourse analysis is connected with a number of fields, like with grammar, with phonology, with syntax, with every field of the language. Because this is very wide subject, this is very wide term. And of course, there are some differences. Unlike linguistic approach that focus only the rules of the language use, discourse analysis emphasizes the contextual meaning of the language. We know that every word has two types of meaning. The vocabulary meaning, the dictionary meaning, and the contextual meaning. Dictionary meaning is easy to be found. For example, you can just search it from the net or look up it in dictionary and so on. But contextual meaning of the language, it depends on the context. It is somehow difficult. And during discourse analysis lessons, you will just learn how to find the contextual meaning of the word. And it focuses on the social aspects of communication and the ways people use language to achieve specific effects, like to build trust, create doubt, to evoke emotions, or to manage the conflict. What is analyzed in discourse analysis? Imagine you are given one passage and you are asked to analyze it in discourse. What aspects of this paragraph are you going to analyze? The first one is vocabulary. Words and phrases can be analyzed for ideological associations. First of all, you should just analyze the words or some phraseological items. Formality. You should find whether it's written in formal or informal situation and whether does it relate to its situation. For example, if it is formal situation, of course the language should be formal. If it is an informal situation, then the language should be also informal. And some metaphorical content. Metaphorical content, it's like stylistic devices. We have several types of stylistic devices. Metaphors, metonyms, irony, and so on. Mostly they are used in literature. And you should analyze whether are they utilized in appropriate context. The next one is grammar. I think that grammar is easy for you to analyze the way the sentences are constructed. You should find the verb tenses, like present simple, past perfect maybe, active or passive construction, and the use of imperatives and questions can reveal aspects of the intended meaning. Of course, all aspects of the grammar affect on the meaning of the paragraph on the whole. And structure. The structure of a text can be analyzed for how it creates emphasis or builds a narrative. The next one is genre. Texts can be analyzed in relation to the conventions and communicative aims to their genre, like political speech, tabloid newspaper articles, and so on. You should find the genre of this context. The next one is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal aspects of speech such as tone of voice, pauses, gestures, and sounds like can reveal aspects of the speaker's intentions, attitudes, and emotions. Of course, some body gestures or some sounds, oh, it can reveal speakers' intentions, their emotions, and so on. Okay, let's conclude it. Discourse analysis, this is a very wide term, as I mentioned above. You cannot just study its full features in one lesson. In each lesson, you will just learn 1.1 feature of this subject. In discourse analysis is connected with a number of other fields, and mostly when you are asked to analyze some text, you are required to analyze vocabulary, grammar, structure, and genre or non-verbal communication. And the next PPT is going to be like the continuation of the discourse analysis. The next one is going to be some styles. When you just analyze the styles, you should find whether the style is utilized appropriately. We have several types of styles, and let's just look at them one by one. The first one is going to be scientific style. In scientific writing, you are generally expected to write in a scientific style with objectivity, clarity, and precision. This can be achieved by using objectivity, clarity, formality, and hedging. Let me explain it one by one. What is objectivity? Objectivity is the results of the research. It means that the results of the research must be presented in a fair and objective way, mostly passive voice. You shouldn't use active voice, but mostly passive voice. No ambiguous language and metaphors. Of course, you cannot use some stylistic devices like metaphors, metonyms, and so on. The second one is clarity, using simple language that readers can understand. Writing in a clear, straightforward sentences that are not too long. It means that your sentences should be short and the language should be simple, not the advanced like C1, C2 levels, but mostly the simple ones that everyone can understand. The next one is formality, using formal words, not the ones utilized in everyday speech, no pronoun I. When you are asked, for example, analyze the article. If you are given such kind of article and if you are asked to analyze it, first of all, find whether the sentences are written objectively. I mean, they in a fair way, no pronouns I, whether are they written formally. The second one is whether they are written shortly and understandably, and so on. It's all about the scientific style. Our next lesson will be about the newspaper style and its peculiar features. Thank you for your attention.